And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Washington's offense has the ball first today. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress a defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to which guy has the ball last.
Yeah, which is really, really cool. A big...
There he goes! They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
The big fella, the tight end, the wide receiver in a tight end's body going up and making the catch.
Big play to start this drive, and they're already out at the 48. It's first down. The give to the tailback. Past the 40. Across the 25. He's got room. He'll be down at the 4-yard line after that terrific run.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David. He's a special talent. I'll tell you, these fans, they come here to see this guy play because he has game-breaking speed. Stuff you can't coach. You saw it on that play.
That changes the sequence, doesn't it? Like, you think first and goal, maybe I can pound this several times, and now you get the loss. Now you got to rethink things a little bit. Do I want to throw the football now? Do I feel comfortable even running the ball? So that was a big stop for this defense on first down.
Well, short completion setting up third down now. Who is your best playmaker that you can target in this area of the field?
Now third and goal and tough yardage to cover here. Back to throw. It's Lindsey. He wants it all. Touchdown, Husky. Fired in from the red zone for the score.
Really wanted to turn the page after losing their last game, so how about you come out in this one? On the opening drive, you march the field 75 yards and put 6 on the board. You can't start a game better than that.
And he tacks on the extra point. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Just unloaded on that kickoff. Don't have to worry about a return on a kick like that. They'll bring it out to the 25. So Michigan's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And last week, you want to talk about a guy using every tool in the bag from the running back position. David, this guy did it.
He was a monster, man. I think when you turned on the tape this week, you saw him, man. So many different ways he could hurt you, and he could be a focal point of this offense. The defense, they know well and good of what happened last week. And their first objective this week, Palmer, is to stop that dude.
Yeah, they know the entire offense goes through him. All week long, they've been stressing tackling, staying in your gaps, winning at the point of attack, getting as many hats to the football as humanly possible because you can't shut this guy down. You can only hope to contain him, but what a challenge this defense faces today.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down. On the play.
3rd and inches, everybody knows what's coming, but it's so dang hard to stop it. You better get penetration with that defensive line. They didn't do a good enough job. Running back falls forward and does his job.
Been showing them the run. Now they'll throw it. That's reeled in. It's Morgan. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. The margin for error is so small in this conference. It's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference, but now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so critical.
Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on 3rd down?
John, you know what time it is. It's about the big boys up front. You got to give me a little bit of space, a little crack. You just can't give up that penetration so my running back can fall forward just like that and get the first down.
Pulls it in. It's Moore. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Got the quick pass. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
I love the anticipation on that throw by the QB on the out route. You got to throw it before the receiver comes out of his break. Nice work.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Wolverines kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. Makes a grab at the 6-yard line. It's first and goal.
Well, they hit that deep crossing pattern, and a nice job by the quarterback there, keeping his eyes down the middle of the field. He's not telegraphing where he's going to throw it. He knows he's got to give his guy a chance to work through the traffic, get all the way across the field, but you can't let the defense know where you're going with it. So really good timing between those two on that play.
On first and goal, they have a chance to answer with a score of their own. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebacker.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
And we're seeing a bit of the bend-don't-break attitude by the defense now. Obviously, they've given up some plays to allow the offense to get down in the situation. But with their backs against the wall, this is the best we've seen this defense play. They're having none of this running game down on the goal line.
Looking for the goal line. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening.
On a big third down, love the discipline by the defense there. You got everybody with their eyes on the quarterback, rallying to the football, showing good speed on D. Nice tackle. Love the team defense.
Fourth and goal from the 3. Let's see what this offense can dial up from here. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Their own end zone nipping at their heels as they start this drive from their own 2. They'll leave it with the lone back. Very useful run there to get away from the goal line. He'll pick up 4 out to the 6.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. Once first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up, get some movement at the point of attack, and find a little crease for your running back.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. That's caught. It's Hernandez. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Scanning the field, it's Lindsey. Makes the grab. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've reached the break. Bow down to your leaders, Washington. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. And the Huskies with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Off the play fake. Finds the tight end. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback.
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback hit.
The Huskies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Out of the gun, the give to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Quickly complete. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll field the punt and try to get some yardage. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return gets a little bit of ground for the offense. So here comes the Michigan offense. A really disappointing end to that last drive, David. Getting stopped on 4th and goal, they'll try to regroup.
And I think I'm preaching to my squad right now. Listen, we drove the ball down the field. We didn't just punch it in. Let's put another drive together, Jesse, and this time, let's get some points.
You're right, because there were a lot of positives on that last one. They did a lot of things really well. They just got to do a better job finishing.
Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Working that left side now. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Quarterback may change this route. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Caught near the sticks. It's Marshall. He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a first down.
You know, as a receiver, it's so critical and important to know where the sticks are. He was able to modify his route, so he knew as soon as he caught it, he was just going to have enough to keep this drive alive.
The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Marsh. Slicing and dicing through this defense, and they've got it down to the 23.
Well, he was licking his chops. As soon as he saw blitz, he knew some guy was trying to cover him man-to-man. Ain't gonna happen. With his skill set, he's one of the best in the country, and that is just way too easy.
And the Wolverines are on the move. Wants to throw again. Finds his big tight end. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Trying to pound their way in. And he'll be stopped for no gain. Still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverine.
The defense knew coming into this game they were going to have their hands full. Not only did they have to worry about these running backs in the running game, they had to worry about the quarterback as well. On designed runs and on scrambles, they didn't have an answer for him right there.
He'll bring it out. It's Green. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Rides the back on the option to give. And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. And the Huskies with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. He bounced that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
They won't have time to run another play, and we will take it to the 2-minute timeout. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking downfield, it's Lindsey. And he will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
You're not going to win a lot of games if you can't protect your quarterback. In their last game, they got sacked 4 times, lost the game. And so far in this one, they're having difficulty again. These guys up front have got to do a better job communicating and giving their QB time.
And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. 2nd time today they've been forced to punt. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48.
And that's why these quarterbacks are just so hard to defend. It's a pass play, he drops back, 1st down, got to play the whole field up, scrambles around, runs for a 1st down, new set of downs, new set of problems.
Got it in the middle, it's Priestcorn. They make the tackle at the 36, but they're in plus territory now with a 15-yard pickup. They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-break and you're out, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Looking to throw, it's Underwood. Rushes on him. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
I want to give a shout-out to the defense there on 3rd down, doing a really nice job disguising their coverage because it looked like they confused the quarterback. On 3rd down, Really nice job getting back into that zone and making sure that ball falls incomplete.
He splits the uprights. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Utah is trailing right now, but it's only a couple of points. That quarterback just needs to show the poise of a young Alex Smith, and they are right back in this. They're trailing by just 4 to Utah State. We've got our eye on this one and everything else going on throughout the day, guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Looking downfield on first down. Here's a heat. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. Still in the pocket and fires over the middle. He fires back across the field, and it's intercepted. And they get the takeaway and prevent points from going up just before the end of the half. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Pulls it in. It's Moore. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. To the air. It's Underwood. Unloads to the wideout. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Snap from the gun on third down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Michigan. They won it all, and that is exactly what they got.
I got to tell you, this offense has done some really good things here in this first half, and that was so critical. Scoring on their last possession of the half, they're padding their lead, and they've put so much pressure now on the opponent.
First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, looks like we've got a great scene today in Seattle. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed, he simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half. With that said, let's send it back to our guys inside Husky Stadium.
The Huskies will kick it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback, Ben. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Got it behind the line. It's Morgan. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
For a wide receiver screen to work, you've got to have better blocking out in front by other receivers, and they're just not physical enough at the point on that last play.
Offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's Underwood. Grab near the marker, it's Moore. So important to convert these third downs, and they get it done. They'll have it at the 42.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on third down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They've been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there, but on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy. That's why the ball falls in.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Now this offense tries to figure out a way to move the chains after the second down misfire. Under fire. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. The Wolverines will punt this one away. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Wants to throw on first down. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
The defense was obviously ready for that play. They've obviously been watching film. They know that that pass play is one of the bread and butter plays this offense has, so nice job defending it.
The give to the back. And it's sucked out. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
As a defender, you love the big hits. And you know what the cherry on the sundae is? When you get the big hit and force the fumble.
Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Quarterback making checks. To throw, it's Underwood. Fires left. Makes the grab. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but not before yet another big play in this passing attack. And the Wolverines line it up with a first and goal. Caught in the backfield. It's Marshall. Touchdown Wolverines. Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Green. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so it puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Dropping back, it's Lindsey. Oh, they're after him. Fires to the right. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, it's a great job by the back end of the defense that time, making up for what the front end of the defense couldn't do. The quarterback had all day to throw that ball, but it was the hit and coverage that forces the incompletion.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Lost, the defense is wide open. Knocked out of bounds at the 46 after the good pickup on that one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Looking to throw on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Wants to keep it in the air. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35.
What a great play. This guy is a force on this D-line. You think about Michigan football defensively, they've got dudes up front. Aiden Hutchinson, Brandon Graham, Mozzie Smith, Rashawn Gary. Guys that can win one-on-one and guys that change and force your game plan to have to adapt for them. You need to double team these guys if you want to have any chance. This is that type of player. He's got so much ability.
Didn't put much on that one, and it's incomplete. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. Looking for a big play. It's in stride inside the 10. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Back to throw, it's Lindsey. Looking to get it in. And he'll go out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they've got it right on the doorstep.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
Looking for just one more yard. It's second and goal.
42 Spider.
Right of Argent. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And on offense, you know this is four-down territory. You have to come away with a touchdown. You're getting boat raced in this game right now, and you're going to have to make this possession count.
Yeah, definitely because of the slow start, now putting yourself behind the 8 ball. I think this offense is going to have to be aggressive the rest of the game. Man, I like the call. 3rd and inches, I feel like I can get a few inches. I just need to fall forward, but this defense more than ready for the quarterback sneak.
Now, I think as a play caller, that just makes you second-guess everything. You'd love to think you can just dial up QB sneak to pick up that first down. Now, you're probably going to have to hand it off to the big fella behind you to keep this drive going. Well, you're always going to wonder what woulda, coulda, shoulda happened on 4th and inches had they gone for it. But with this kicker, I like taking 3 points and putting it on the board.
So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. Now they'll run it to the right here. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead. They know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
Makes the catch. It's Morgan. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46. The Wolverines will have it first and 10. Finds his man. It's Morgan. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to throw, it's Underwood. Looking to the big tight end. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Line gets set, first down. He'll set up to throw. Got a man, it's Morgan. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. And the Wolverines headed quickly to the line. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Tough, determined run, gets it down to the 12.
You just sense the frustration starting to build, not only on offense, but I think with this running back as well. He is so talented. He's had some massive games throughout his career. Just haven't been able to get him going early in this game. That was a pretty good...
Touchdown, Michigan! Made the grab in the end zone for the score. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that. No matter what they do, they're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you up.
Coming out with it, it's Green. And the returner will be brought down. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Back to the ground game on the left. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Here comes the offense on second down. From the gun, the running back looking for room. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. This has been utter domination through three quarters, and the stats will back that up. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. Swapping into the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. Got his man out of the backfield. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down.
Well, and here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to...
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
To the air, it's Underwood. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
I'm a little bit surprised they're still throwing the football here this late in the game with this kind of lead. They're on first down, taking a shot, falls incomplete, but obviously they're still seeing matchups that they want to take advantage of in the back end of this defense, so they're letting it fly.
Wants to go up top. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Yeah, and you just wonder if the defense now is taking out some frustration. Obviously, they've been getting lit up all over the place, and that time they finally gave it back to the offense there. Really nice, big, clean hit. This defense needs a little bit more of that as the game goes on.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
I just love the fact that the defense is out there and they're still battling and they're still fighting. Obviously, they're way down here late in the 4th quarter, but they still think they have a chance to win. Don't tell them the game's over. That's a great individual effort on that interception.
And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
And the Huskies in a good spot here with 2nd and short. To the air. It's Lindsey. Pocket breaking down. Caught close to the marker. It's Carr. They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
Down in the 4th quarter, you better have a dude at the quarterback spot. They do, and they're going to trust him, and he's going to have to continue to deliver like this, making plays down the field, protecting the football, but we know he has the ability.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. And you're going to win this game.
Throws for the tight end. Nearly picked off there, and he might be the last guy on the field you'd expect to drop that one. It'll be 3rd down. The Huskies come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Quickly to the tight end. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down. From that spot on the field, you had to expect them to go for it, and it worked out.
Why the heck would you not go for it? I mean, I almost want to go for it on every part of the field, but especially once you start to get this deep in territory, but you're also, field goals aren't 100%.
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the 4th quarter, they're still...
Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. They went for it all, and it paid off with the score.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when we're throwing into the because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Grab behind the line. It's Carr. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And these are these moments, man, when you're trailing by a couple possessions, you've got to put it together. Your quarterback has to come through. I mean, it's not a surprise. It's going to be passes. He's got to be smart. He's got to be quick with his decision-making, and they kind of got to be up near the line of scrimmage and be in a little bit of a hurry.
Washington wants to go quickly. Looking for a man. It's Lindsey. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And that's kind of how their day's gone, right? Like they haven't protected their guy up front, and that's why they haven't been explosive and scored a bunch of points, man. Position number one for every offense. Like, if we're going to throw, we got to protect him. And just right there, he gets hit again.
Oh, he's got some space. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Trying to cap this drive with the pass. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Husky. Field shrinks. Tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So here comes the Michigan offense. Last drive ended with a pick. Vitally important to take care of the football this time. At the 35, he's got room. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. The Wolverines just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Back to pass. It's Underwood. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Unfortunate with that incompletion. The quarterback and his intended target not on the same page.
Chains now on 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Catch in the middle, it's Morgan. They finally get to him, and what a play there to pick up the first down. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They're in the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 20. They'll run the ball, the clock is on their side. Drives into the defense, and they get him down after a pickup of 3 to the 16. Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down and 2nd and 6. From the gun, the ground game. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Wolverines have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1.
These situations are preached so much in college football. Finishing a game strong, understanding circumstances. They are running the football right at you, trying to keep that clock moving, get a few first downs, and get a W.
A very productive play on 1st down has now set us up with this 2nd and goal. This is a designed run. And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines.
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead. So it's an 80-yard drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. run from inside his own 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, and how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels, because at this point, they don't know what's coming at them. They had problems stopping everything that last drive did.
So I think this defense would come back with a little more aggressiveness. I mean, they let them have what they wanted. Now they got to dictate to this offense a little bit more.
The 2-minute timeout arrives, and we have certainly seen miracles in college football, and they will certainly need one here. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Here's the handoff. Turning it on. Got the first down and still on his feet. He's at the 40. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Looking to pass. It's Lindsey. That's caught. It's Hernandez. How much lingerie is this guy going to leave on the deck as he gets it down to the 25? They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running. Second down coming. Back to pass. Makes the catch. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the first down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. He's got it on the move. Touchdown, Washington. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, the good news is you scored a touchdown. You made this a one-possession game. The bad news is you got to get the ball back. So if you're the head coach, you got to start thinking, how are we going to do that? Are we going onside kick, or do we trust our defense to give it back to the O?
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Fellas, week to week, you just never know, which is why we're here with an update. Pittsburgh is currently trailing, but this has been a back-and-forth affair. If that quarterback can find a little magic a la Dan Marino, this might not be over just yet. It's still a one-score game. They're trailing by 8 to UCF. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Hard running there.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
To the air, it's Underwood. With the catch, it's Moore. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. A really nice day from this quarterback. Over 350 yards passing now, Jeff.
He's had a plan all game long. He just seems to find his best matchups, and he's done an awesome job giving his guys opportunities to make plays.
To the air on first down. Fakes the grab on the left. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Wants to fire on second down. He caught it. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
And they've trusted their QB to throw the football. And he's going to have to make plays. He's made plays throughout the day. This is now when you come up clutch in a big moment when your team needs it. If that's any indication, I like what I'm seeing.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. Timeout is called, and the clock is down to 8. pushed it ahead to the 4. They'll try to cash in on 2nd and goal. Looking to fire. Into the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down. This crowd knows when to bring it. He wants to change this route. On 3rd and goal, they'll throw it. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Davis will throw. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown on the final play. The denouement. The epilogue. The finishing touch. Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse